up, cat?
Cool, so project for today is going to be fixing the Elation Platinum Spot 5R on the left. The one on the left I just got from an eBay seller a couple days ago, and the only issue with it is that the multifunction display doesn't actually display anything. You can kind of see like some traces. I don't know if the exposure settings on my camera let you see, but there's just a few random red and blue lines on the screen. And what it should look like, I don't know again if you can really see too well on here. You know, it should look like that, where I can go in here and I can change the address of the fixture, you know, easily. But there's something wrong with either the display or maybe a driver chip. Probably the display. So we're gonna have to crack both of these open, and basically the only way to really exactly know what's wrong with these moving lights is to take the parts that you suspect are wrong from the moving light that is broken and replace them with the parts that you know are good in the working light. And if you swap over that one part into the broken light and the broken light is suddenly fixed, then you know that that's your problem and you can reorder that part number. So that's going to be what we're doing for the next probably 30 minutes to an hour. It's also kind of funny seeing the differences between certain versions of the same light. So these are obviously both Platinum Spot 5Rs, but the 5R has been in production for I think almost 3 or 4 years now, probably 4 years now, and it's gone through a couple different versions, and you can see that even on the back how much different these two back plates are. And you know, the specs are all the same, they're technically the same light, but there's just little subtle differences. You'll probably see more of that later in this video once we tear these apart. So yeah, without further ado, let's get those bases open. Alright, so to get these bases open, it's really just 4 screws on the front and then 2 screws on the top side here and on the other side as well. Alright, so there we got that section of the cover off. Now to swing out this little section right here where the display is, all you have to do is loosen one of these screws and it kind of lifts up and slides off. Okay, so you can see here we have the display PCB. First thing you want to check for any obvious problems. If there's any frayed or disconnected wires, you know, that could cause an issue with the display, or anything that looks obviously burnt out. Unfortunately, I don't really see any glaring issues, so the next step is going to be taking the part that's good in this light next to it and replacing it. So first, just disconnect everything. Okay, so once we got all the wires disconnected, the next step is going to be removing these 4 screws on the PCB, and these have a little compression paper washers, so make sure you don't lose those, because those keep you from damaging the PCB when you screw it in again. Alright, so now this part just kind of pulls off. So this is going to be the unit we're replacing, and I'm assuming what's actually wrong is there's either a bad solder joint or something in here that's causing it to not display correctly. But we're going to take this, replace it with the good one in the other light, and see if that fixes the problem. Well, I want you guys to see something kind of interesting here. So this is the light that we just disassembled. And it actually looks pretty clean inside, but it's got a lot of these like rusted out screw heads. And I'm assuming that's because this light came from the East Coast, and I think the seller was in New York. They probably used it on some outdoor gigs and got some corrosion or whatever. But this is what a Montana fixture looks like that's been living in Montana for the last 6 months or so. It's a lot dustier because I haven't cleaned it out in about probably 2 months. So that's about 2 months worth of dust. But here is the 2 cards that we're going to be swapping out. And they are a little different, so this will be an interesting experiment to see if the new versions are able to be swapped with the older version driver displays. And yeah, we'll see if it actually fixes the problem. Alright, so here is our kind of moment of truth here. First, make sure that these made up correctly. Okay, so at least they match up correctly. That's one thing that's good so far. Now we'll reinstall our screws. Then mate up all the different power requirements. Hopefully I won't fry this thing. That'd be my luck, honest to God. And we'll see, maybe this video will be titled how to fry 2 different PCBs that cost $250. Okay, let's see if the DC switch works. Alright, well that so far looks good. Let's see. We seem to have found our problem. Menu looks to be fully working. So now that I've tested it with the battery connector, let's try it with putting power to the mains, see if it turns on. So far so good. Going through its motor reset. Yeah. Well, it's definitely spinning around and doing what it's supposed to do. That works. Now let's see. The lamp is striking, that's good. Let's run it through an auto program. Hey, would you look at that? I think we may have just fixed the light, guys. Or figured out at least what part we need to order. Alright, well we have switched the board over, and indeed it's still broken on the light that we swapped it out with. So, you know, I mean, there's a couple options that can go from here. The most obvious one is to replace that board that we now know is the culprit. Or, and this is the super cheap way to do it, is keep it how it is and keep it on the same settings. Because this display is really only used when you need to change the address or like the mode of the fixture. So technically what you could do is you could set 2 fixtures side by side, kind of like how they are now, and you can go through the menu options simultaneously and be able to change everything, since it does react to changing of address and whatever. So I don't know, I'll probably just order another part to replace this one. Hey, what's up? What's up? Like the moving heads, kitty. So yeah, I've got 7 of these in my inventory right now, including the one that is going to get fixed this week. But I am always on the lookout on eBay for lights that have small issues that can be repaired really easily. And what's funny is I found this another Elation Platinum Spot 5R. So I found this guy for sale from the store Music 123, and they wanted, I think they wanted $1,100 for a 4 parts not working light with a description that says that menu display and button do not function, display blinks, then motor locks up, scratches on multiple sides, blah blah blah. So something that I could probably easily fix with less than $300 in parts. So the lights normally are about $1,650. I can get them brand new. And they wanted $1,100 for a light that's broken that's going to require maybe upwards of $300, $400 in parts just to get it fixed. I messaged them and they were like, whoa, we can't modify a listing or whatever. That's like total bullshit. Like, I sell and buy a lot of stuff on eBay. Like, that doesn't make any sense why they would say that. But what's funny is they took that listing down and they somehow were able to figure out that they could reduce the price on it. So looks like I'm getting an 8th light here just from sending a message and saying that their pricing was fucking retarded, basically. So hopefully we get in that 8th fixture in here by end of the weekend, and gonna order another dual road case for number 7 and 8. And yeah, this weekend's upcoming gigs, let's see, what do I have this week? Foam party on Friday, so I'll be doing a video probably on Tuesday or Wednesday, show you how the foam machine works, get it all teched and ready to go, and show you guys kind of the planning behind what happens when I'm putting on my own event, because that one I am promoting and putting the money down for, and hopefully it turns out really good and I get to make a little bit of money off it. So anyways, if you guys enjoy the videos, make sure you comment, subscribe, spread the word a little bit. I'm going to try to do these every single day, and unless something else happens this evening that's really exciting and worthy of putting in a video log, I'll see you guys tomorrow.